Well, look who we have here, my dear friend. By the way, they've set me up with a new microphone, so the quality of my voice should be better. Excellent. Let's not waste time, because time is the most important resource we have. Today I will tell you a story of one man, an inventor, Nikola Tesla. So many mysteries and legends surround him. Listen closely. Everyone knows the story of Prometheus, the titan who stole fire from the gods and gave it to man. For this, he was chained to a rock, and an eagle pecked at his liver every day, a cruel price to pay for bringing the light. But the embers whisper a different tale, that in the late 19th century, another Prometheus walked the earth. His name was Nikola Tesla, and he tried to steal something far more dangerous than fire from the gods. He tried to steal time itself, and the eagles that pecked at him wore not feathers, but sharp, black suits. Our story begins not with flashes of lightning, but with silence. 1899, Colorado Springs. A desolate plain dominated by a strange, almost alien tower topped with a copper sphere. This is Tesla's laboratory. At night, it turned the sky into a theater of electrical storms, terrifying the locals. But during the day, Tesla would sit inside in complete silence. He built a massive receiver to pick up signals from Mars. That's what he told the press. But in his journals, the ones that would later disappear, he wrote of something else. He wasn't listening for Martians. He was listening for echoes, the echoes of events. He claimed that space itself holds the imprints of everything that has ever happened, like a soundtrack etched into a wax cylinder. One night, tuning his apparatus to an extremely low frequency, he heard it. Through the static, a rumble broke through, then screams, the clash of metal, the sounds of a battle, ancient, brutal. He couldn't understand the words, but he could feel the rage and the pain. He was listening to the past, and it drove him to the edge of madness. He understood that the world was not what it seemed. Returning to New York, he was a man possessed, not by wireless energy. That was just a cover. His true goal was far more ambitious. He no longer wanted to just hear the past. He wanted to see it. He reasoned, if a powerful, rotating magnetic field could bend space, what would happen if you added resonant vibrations of the right frequency? Wouldn't it tear the veil between now and then? Project Rainbow. You've heard of it as the Philadelphia experiment of 1943. But it began much earlier, in Tesla's mind, back in the 20s. The US government, terrified by Germany's growing power, came to the very genius they had bankrupted. They wanted invisibility. Tesla offered them something more: teleportation. He warned them. Gentlemen, he said, you are not just playing with matter. To move an object through space instantly is to risk shifting it in time as well. The military just waved him off. They wanted results. He conducted tests in his lab under the cover of night. The ingot would begin to shimmer like a heat haze on a hot road and then vanish. A few seconds later, it would reappear, cold as ice, covered in frost. Tesla understood. The ingot wasn't just disappearing. For a fraction of a second, it was visiting a place with no heat, no light, the void between the seconds. One time, the experiment went wrong. The ingot didn't reappear. But the next morning, when he entered the lab, he found it in the same spot, but it was different. The ingot had aged by centuries in a single night. Horror seized Tesla. The realization tore at his very soul. The discovery was glorious, but its danger was absolute. He wrote a desperate plea to the military. This project must be terminated. The mind of man cannot bear this burden. We are not ready. The consequences are beyond prediction. The risk is too profound, and I will not take part in this madness. We are unleashing Pandora's box. But it was too late. In 1942, with the project well underway, Tesla gave them an ultimatum. Either they shut it down or he would go public with everything. A year later, in January 1943, he was found dead in his hotel room. Official cause? Cardiac arrest. An old man, 86 years old. Nothing suspicious. But the embers whisper a different truth. On the night his heart stopped, he had visitors, men in black. They didn't kill him. They came to collect his journals. They took everything, except for one thing. Legend has it that Tesla foresaw their visit. He hid the diary with the most important blueprints for his real time machine, a small device that worked with consciousness, not with matter, exceptionally well. But the most crucial pages he gave to the only person he trusted. To his pigeon. Yes, you did not mishear. To a white dove, a creature he cherished above all else. He fastened a tiny microfilm to her leg and set her free into the night. Her destination remains a mystery. Tesla followed his friend with his gaze, his soul aching with the sorrow of what was to come. And 10 months after his death, in October 1943, the military, using his raw research, conducted that very same Philadelphia experiment. They got their invisibility. The ship vanished into space, returning from the loop. Some of the crew returning from the loop. Some of the crew were dead. Others were fused into the ship with their own bodies. And those who remained alive and intact, they went mad because their minds were trapped between the past and the present. Their minds were left stranded between the shores of then and now. They no longer recognized the world around them. Their heads were haunted by the ghosts of long-dead centuries. The doctors were powerless, for you cannot cure a soul that has been torn from time itself. The minds of these men were not just broken, they were annihilated. They had found the hell they were looking for. Tesla was right. He had stolen the secret of time from the gods, but he realized that humanity was still a child that could not be trusted with a loaded gun. He tried to hide it. But I look into the embers, and I see a white dove in flight, and its shadow falls upon our own age. Perhaps, one day, that microfilm will be found, and someone will build that machine again. The only question is, will that person have the wisdom and conscience of Nikola Tesla? Until the next story by the fire, if we still have time left.